Welcome back to Scale Auto Guys Workbench. Today we're working on another one of these classics by AMT Earl. We'll be working on the 63 Ford Galaxie 500 in this episode. So let's take a look at what came in the bag. First off, you have that 63 Ford Galaxie 500 body. This thing is nice and crisp, which is kind of surprising from the era that which this car came from. This is a 1998 edition of this. It obviously has been repopped a few times. Probably was a promo car at one point in time. So there's the body. Here's your interior tub. Has a center console and bucket seats. Would have been nice to have a bench seat in there, but we'll take the bucket seats. Here's your chassis pan with molded in features, and there's a little bit of flash that needs to be cleaned up on that around the wheel wells here and back here and various other places on there. We'll just fit that together real quick and get that out of the way. When I opened the bag, there was a whole bunch of miscellaneous parts that were loose. This is, I believe, a 3-in-1 kit because it has a lot of extra panels and things. You know, you got your fender skirts, engine halves, single intake, or stock intake I should say. I'm not sure what these are, but we'll figure it out. I'm thinking it's probably something to do with the suspension. A couple of wheel backs here, exhaust manifold, some seat belts, and whatever that thing is. There's 4 of those. Here's your stock dash. That looks like it's going to be pretty easy to detail. Here's your front and rear fascias, I'm thinking, and your front bucket seats. Here's your rear fascia. That other's probably for the 3-in-1, guessing. Some engine parts on this one, some more wheel backs. And is that a rat fink? No, that's not a rat fink. That's just a mouse. Awesome. There's another intake. Some more engine parts. A separate hood with a pre-cut opening on it for, I'm guessing, a blower. Here's your stock hood and some more of the 3-in-1 customizing parts. I'm not sure what all of these are, but we'll figure it out as we go. And here is probably one of the biggest parts trees I've seen. It does have a blower. And the looks like the 427 air cleaner. Gives you stock Steelies, the full wheel covers, front and rear bumpers, and your custom bumper. I'm going to guess and say these are probably something that go down the side of the vehicle. I don't know. We're going to have to take a look at that. Yeah, that is a huge parts tree for chrome. It's amazing. And somewhere around here, oh, here we go, your decal sheet. It's kind of plain, nothing but those 2 little decals. Set those up there. Here's your front and rear glass. headlights. Now in this bag is all of the tires that came in this big box. I'm going to have to sort out which ones go with this car. You have some wider, kind of semi-hollow tires here. You got more narrow ones here. They're all solid rubber. So we'll figure that out as we go. It also came with metal axles. There's 6 of them in there, 2 for each car. And last but not least, the direction sheet and a little history on the car itself. They actually give you modeler's tweezers in this kit, and that's kind of different. So yeah, it shows you how to do the custom stuff or the stock. So we're going to have some fun with this one. I think I'm going to build this strictly stock. My mother had a 63 Galaxie 500. The only difference was hers was a 4-door, not a 2-door, and she had a bench seat in the front. That's why I mentioned the bench seat. This is the Galaxie XL, probably, the 2-door version. Does it say on the box? Nope, it just says Galaxie 500 on the box, not the XL. Okay, let's get some sub-assemblies thrown together, and let's get this over to the paint booth, get some primer laid down, and I'll be right back. Just got out of the paint booth a little while ago, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours ago, and I started to layer in the carpeting and what have you. This is called Spiceberry. It's a apple barrel craft paint. I still have some detailing to do to the dash, and I think, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to add another coat of paint right there. But you can see the seats. The seats are all done. Those are ready to go in. I still have the steering wheel to detail a little bit, but that's how I'm going to do the interior. The body, I still have to clear coat that. It's not quite shiny enough, and there was one little imperfection that I need to work on to get out of the body before I can clear coat it. And so just wanted to give you a little update on what's going on with the interior. I didn't film painting the interior because, well, painting the interior is kind of boring. I did have it all masked off, so all I painted was the door panels and the seats. But other than that, it's, you know, really, it's kind of boring watching somebody paint the interior, honestly. So I just went ahead and did that off camera. So let's get on with the rest of it. I still have the engine to finish up, and have to do the tires and wheels. I'm going to do the stock Ford hubcaps. Like I said, this is a tribute build to a four-door car that my mom had way back when I was a little kid. First car I remember her driving was this 63 Galaxie 500. And so I'm working on a rather old memory of the car. I can't remember exactly how the interior was done. I think it was kind of like what I have here. I'm not 100% certain, but it's close enough. And all right, let's get on with the rest of the build. Okay guys, I've once again shot way ahead without filming any of it. It was just detail painting, is all you missed out on. The fender wells, the engine install, and the bottom painting. This one here I decided to go a different route. Usually I paint the entire bottom black. This time I wanted to stay with the primer gray and just a little overspray of white paint, and then come in and cut in the suspension parts. I got the interior done. With the exception of the shifter. Good thing I haven't glued the dashboard in yet, but the seats are all in. And that's what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to set that there for right now. I got to get on to the body now. As soon as the paint cures, I'm going to be shooting some clear coat on it. I'm not sure what kind of clear coat yet. I'll have to think about that for a minute. But I'll see you at the paint booth with the clear coat. Alright fellas, it's bare metal foil time. Alright fellas, got all of the foil done. I've got the interior and glass installed. We're just about ready for the final assembly. Just got a few more things to do and we'll be ready. So I'll see you at the final. Welcome back to the final on this AMT ERTL Classics 1963 Ford Galaxie 500XL. This one went together really well. It turned out really great and it was pretty easy to build. The only real alignment problems I had with anything on the kit was the hood. I had to file down the driver's side rear corner of it a little bit to get it to sit. more square than it was. Other than that, everything popped together like it was supposed to. Everything lined up. There was very little flash or warp, which is great for a 1993 edition. This one here is a tribute build for a car that my mom had once owned way back when I was just a little kid. I just barely remember her car. The only difference between this car and hers was a four-door. But it was white, and it had the stock hubcaps. It looked just like that, only hers was a four-door. She had the bench seat in the front instead of buckets, and hers was an automatic, not a manual transmission. But that's the only real differences between what she drove and what I built here as a tribute to that car. I went with the spiced berry in white interior. As I remember, like I said, I was just a little kid when she had that car. I don't really remember the interior other than it had white seats. I'm not sure if it had black carpeting, white carpeting, maroon carpeting, whatever. I just went with the maroon because it was a nice offset color to the white. Now the chrome on the sides, that went down pretty easily, but this kit had very, very light, I don't really know what you would call it exactly, where the trim pieces go on the side and around the back window and etc. on the real car. Well, these here were there on this body, but they were really light. And of course, you know, I did a coat of primer, a coat of white, and a coat of clear, and that kind of buried some of the detail. So the foil was a little bit difficult to get laid down properly. I did manage to get it, but I had to work at it. It didn't just fall into place like it normally does for me. So that was the only real issues I had with the foil. I mean, it laid down and stayed laid down. It didn't peel off or anything like that, fall off. It went on and stayed on, but I just had trouble getting it lined up because it was hard to follow the lines, I guess you could say. Well, what do you guys think about this? Why don't you let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, please write those in the comment section below. Or if you prefer, you can drop me a line at scaleautoguy@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to respond to you as soon as possible. Be sure to follow me on Facebook for daily updates and upcoming videos and other topics. And if you want more videos like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching Scale Auto Guy's Workbench, and I'll see you on the next build.